after how long of a hiatus? We're gonna have the little high new Gundam up, so that should be pretty fun. It's a decent enough build as it is. There we go. Oh shit, turn the bottom. Sweet. Yeah, it's been a minute. Like to say I got the Scourge, but really I just don't really have a reason for why I haven't been building. But we're back now. I was a little bit too close to the mic, my bad. We got this guy coming in. Sweet little, it'll be easier on the secondary camera over here. My new Gundam. There we go, that should be a little bit better. Over here. We're gonna have this bad boy. He's a fat box. He's actually, we got this guy right here, but you can see my fucking mess. Comparing it to the tiny little Ava, that's that. It's almost as large as a master grade box, so that's what has me excited over this guy. Fucking two completely different size going on. For being the same scale, I'm happy with it. Not too expensive of a kit, I think. Well, first off, big shout out to the Secret Santa going on Reddit. Managed to land this little sucker as my exchange, so I'll go forward and just start building it. On that one, we'll do everything from the top. Join me from the beginning. I already took a peek at the directions, which, as they are, pretty nice little booklet right there. Nothing too complex, as they already stand. When you at least with the newer releases, you are gonna have a lot more transparency and stuff. Maybe on this side, a lot more transparency with things to do. They actually have some come through and actually explain a lot more of the directions in English. That way you're not relying on the fucking Google Translate. But even then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13 runners, and if you're counting the saber beam, which is, I mean, not bad considering the size of it. Doesn't seem like we're relying too much on undergates too. Which I know those are always a pain in the ass. But let's see there. Make this one full. Oh, meant to make that one full screen. Man, fuck you. Alright, you already back to instantly harassing me, man. Mids for the top shelf build. I will admit, you know, price aside, that Rick Dom I sent forward, I wouldn't have wanted it. I'm gonna just be real now. Maybe I'm a piece of shit, but master grades, especially older master grades that they give you a 1.5 version, they're just fucking running you. They're just running your pockets. I would have been mad if I got the kit I gave away. I'm not even gonna lie. Hopefully the D that I gave it to ain't watching the stream. Let's see there. F. God damn it, we're already looking for the fucking F's. H back there. Figured it'd be easier to do the sorting off screen for now. And then we're just gonna play a fucking... Oh, well, I appreciate you. I was gonna say, my chats be kinda lonely anyway, so I appreciate you. I ain't gonna... But just fuck around and find out, man. I'm gonna dox you too. To my only follower, but still. Here we go. These should be the F pieces that we're looking for. Yep. And these don't really matter as far as keeping them pretty. This kit I'm not gonna paint. The Grandpa Gundam I had going on, unfortunately. Well, now that you mentioned that, I think it's pretty lit. Let's see here. So this is where I'm keeping all my little shards, right? But turn that light off there. Fuck it, we'll turn this light off real fast. You are gonna have, so I'm keeping most of the bits that are somewhat either UV reactive or reflective. I had him in the Ganja Gold jar, but that Ganja Gold jar is kind of ass. Every time I opened it, I fucking had shit flying everywhere. So for now, that's gonna be the better one, at least in my opinion. Turn that back on. This bad boy back on. Give it a chance to focus. I'm living life sober as a gopher and raw dogging it, and I don't know how I feel about that yet. So my thought was this, if we are gonna go on tangents here, I figured, you know what? Let me show you. Let me show you. Give me 1 minute. You got me running around. In the spirit of DIY, I was gonna use those scraps because I casted this little ghost, which, you know, looks kind of mid, but when you start exposing it to blacklight, or UV for that matter, you're gonna have a change of color. So I can't take credit for the mold as much as I would like to. I'm a bold-faced fucking thief. I took this from that damn JDO on Instagram, but the resin work, at least, and the I don't know what pigment I use, but I'm pretty sure this shit's gonna give me cancer. That I will take credit for. So I figured down the road, if I really wanted to, let's see there. No, well, it doesn't glow that bad, but I figured I can cast those little glow bits as like little free-floating pieces within another ghost down the line. The mold I made off the original, that thing's only gonna last maybe a couple more castings because I was all over eager and ripped that thing a little bit. So I'm gonna have to make another mold pretty soon, anyways. But I figured that would be a good use for those things, because all those glow bits you're already paying up the fucking nose for, anyways, for like the P Bandai supposedly, or whatever. P Bandai or Gundam based, those are gonna be the fancier molds, or not molds, but the fancier castings. As far as like the runners and things like that. So kind of like, for instance, what you have going on here, it's just a basic plastic. They don't really give you much in terms of colors or things like that. But when you start going into P Bandai, you're paying out the nose for the fact that you're going to be getting a little bit more premium features in the either the molded plastic. So as you can see here, this one's a little metallic, but in true Ava fashion, you got the night combat, right? So that one is actually going to be molded in a glow green, which these standard normal releases, you're not going to get much out of it. Sometimes, like the first printings or the first molds, whatever you want to consider those, sometimes those do have like what they call like the premium metallic decals or the water slides and shit, which those are really cool. They're worth grabbing at retail, right? You know, there's the whole FOMO, but if you're somewhat patient, you should be able to land one decently priced, and that's the good thing about them. Yeah, so that, well, yes and no. I put together that glow one, but again, I'm a piece of shit. I'm over here acting like that isn't a thing. I also built the clear one. So the clear one, that's the one I'm partial to, but the plastic is kind of bullshit on it. Let's see here, maybe focusing it. That's been the most recent build. Yeah, it did benefit from the hand behind it. That one I need a stand for. The hips are fucked on this one, and that's the annoying thing. But it feels good to actually hop back, even though I haven't done any building on camera yet. It is kind of nice to hop back into it, because I was missing this. Especially since my boys don't like playing any good games. I need to find something to distract me with, right? They like some shit that's called, what was it, Chaos Bang? You're lucky I still talk to them. But, moving on to the build itself, I have those going on. Those completed at least. And then the Gundam that I'm painting. But, again, winter, it's a shitty time to paint. You're just throwing money down the wall at that point. Paint's gonna chip or some other shit's gonna be happening. Let's see here. Multi-stream chat ain't working, but at least we got the Twitch chat going on. I lost most of the Twitch chat, but it's all good. Oh, there we go. It's connecting. It disappeared, but we'll be good to go. Oh, there we are. There we go. Yeah, those are the builds I've had. A lot of my earlier builds, unfortunately, either moving stuff around or we had that unfortunate flood of 2021, I think. Maybe 2020, I don't remember. But that unfortunate flood, I put a lot. How long ago was it? 21. Senior design. I ended up putting a lot of shit away, and it never found its way back out. Fuck that. F20C. F27 already broke off. $2021 then, huh? That does make sense. Let's see here. Alright. So, F45 and F42. And that... It's like I said, man. As much as I appreciate building these things, I hate building the legs twice. I hate building any part of it twice. And that's just the short-sighted part of me. So we'll just do one of the legs and then move on to one of the arms, if anything. Yeah, if we stay on that long. Yeah, F45. Luckily, again, these are the inner frames. You don't really got to be that clean with things. It's the outer pieces that I'm the most careful about. Only because those are the parts that you actually see. That's why again, clear kits are going to be the cream of the crop, especially with what you call what would you call the event kits or like con kits. So anything you sell like at like a San Diego Comic-Con or even smaller cons, you do have a habit of finding clear kits. But again, what I like shooting for is going to be a lot of like the not for sales and things like that. I think the last crazy one I had was something along the lines of a 00 not for sale that was a Thailand exclusive. So it was like a baby blue. Getting it wasn't the hard part in person. It was finding someone willing to sell it at a reasonable price. But luckily, YMPB Gunpla on Facebook is a really good guy to buy from. I'll be real though, he will shoot down offers if you are trying to fucking lowball him. But then again, I mean, well within his right. That's just me being bored at 3 in the morning sending him bullshit offers. Sometimes he'll bite. He's a good guy. Or person. I mean, we'll just go that way. But overall, good guy. Good, fast shipping for sure. Straight out of New York. And then there's Side 7, which is by far where I prefer to get kits from. Simply because he doesn't mark up. You know, you're going to lose a lot of time and money. Or not a lot of money. But you are going to lose time trying to get a hold of P Bandais in the States once their pre-orders are closed. But outside of that, nah, maybe I just have my own beef with P Bandai. They kept printing the same fucking kit or offering the same kit, and at that point it's like, why am I going to keep putting money towards this? That's weird. Did you already fuck up? I did. My dumb ass is trying to put this shit in backwards. There we go. Pretty straightforward on it. God damn it. Well, I think we have C out. No, we don't have C out. Do we? No, we have G out. So we are going to need C1 out. So that's going to be one of them. And H1 out, right? Let's see here. That's D. That's... I think another D. I will preface this by saying that I am completely unprepared, both to entertain and the fucking build. All I know is I got my trusty knife somewhere, and I got the nippers, and outside of that, y'all are figuring this shit out with me. Nah. What Dave Chappelle said, y'all clicked on me. Like, if you got complaints, you can just turn it off. But please don't. I'm trying to get my viewers up. You guys are gonna get unsolicited confessions and me working out material that probably won't ever be seen because I don't have the balls to stand up on an open mic. But let's see. C and H. Alright, where's H at? I think H might be a blue piece. It is. God damn it. Where'd the other blue piece go? There we go. Yeah, normally, like the Ava, that one I was able to have all the runners on the table for the most part. But this kit, it's just too fat. My biggest fear is snapping the runner. That happened with once on the kit. And like most of the pieces, like they're salvageable. But then it's like looking at it and knowing you fucked it up. I think that's why, well, I don't think, that is why I stopped building my fucking Warhammer kit. Because I glued a hinge shut. And I couldn't stomach the fact that just because I was distracted, I almost fucked up a $180 kit. Also, fuck that. How you gonna charge me triple digits for a kit and still want me to use glue? But maybe that's just exposing my own limited skill set. The painting I was excited for. But outside of that, Alrighty, C and H. So we got H19 and then C9. Not bad. Where's 19 at? God damn it. Fucking GoPro gave out already. That sounds good. I honestly just appreciate you dropping by, man. GoPro already took a shit on me, so that one I don't really think I'm gonna really struggle to get back on. But again, I just appreciate y'all stopping by. Let's try this out real fast. Where's the GoPro at? Power that guy off. Maybe it got too hot. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. GoPro on. Let's see. Is the webcam feature on? There we go. So that's on. You're seeing my incredibly limited technical skill set on camera right now in real time. Or at least lack of technical skill set if this GoPro screen doesn't come back on. I mean, GoPro's back on. No, not that one. Alright, let's see. Add source right there. Properties. Let's do the GoPro. Alright, if it comes back, it comes back. If it's not, no skin off my back. We still have this stream. This camera, at least. Yeah, that's a weird one. I'm not too sure why it's fucking up like that. Let's see real quick. Are we able to add a source real fast? Video capture, add. No, it's being stubborn. Yeah, that thing's being a piece of shit. Alright, we'll just power through one of the legs real quick. No harm, no foul on that one. But as we were, H19, right? Yep, H19. I feel like if I dig deep enough on the forum, I'll figure out what's up with that GoPro. Because it connects just fine, but after, maybe it's an overheating issue. Maybe it's just doesn't fuck with my content. I don't know. But it is connected. Here we go. We'll disconnect that one real fast. Connect that back in. Just one last Hail Mary. There we go. Make sure the webcam feature is on, which looks like it is. There we go. Yeah, it really looks like it's just the camera being stupid. Well, I mean, to be fair, I really should be getting another dedicated webcam. Um, like, what about the GoPro for? Anyways, enough struggle. We'll get back to it. And then these are going to be worth the effort, cleaning up as best as we can. Oh, the real builders are watching in horror is how close I'm actually nipping these, but fuck it. A lot of these, like, I figured a matte top coat does take care of most of, like, the nub marks and shit like that. So ultimately, like, it's all fine. But the deep ones, I remember when I was first trying to learn to clean up these builds, fucking digging in there super deep with the X-Acto was my biggest issue. I'm all heavy-handed and shit. We go on that end, yeah, clean enough for the most part. Now we're gonna have C9, I believe, right? At least that's what I think I said. We'll find out. If it don't fit, it don't fit. I see a lot of people that clip out all the pieces and then just kind of like Legos, sort them all out and then snap them together after that. But that's not for me. Either shit gets lost or misplaced, and then from there it's all bad. Because again, like, Bandai is pretty good at replacing parts, but based out of Japan, like, is it really worth the effort? Half the time they're just gonna tell you to fuck off. Alright, we got one side cleaned up. And then, I mean, I don't not like undergated pieces, but the issue is sometimes you're in a rush, and again, that falls on more of user error, right? But then it doesn't clean up all that well. Or you didn't clean it up the best, and now your pieces don't fucking snap together flush. There we go on that. And then we'll see, we'll bring this one up over here. Hey, sandwich the pieces, nice. So H1 on this side is gonna take this side over here. Like that. Pretty straightforward. Like, again, it is pretty hard to fuck these things up. Oh. To be fair, I was clipping in the wrong fucking side because I'm distracted. There you go on that. And then we have C19 on this bottom bit. Yep, we clear the undergates. You don't gotta fucking patronize me on the instructions. And then boom. So yeah, that looks like it's not too shabby. Gonna be either the foot. Oh, I'm all thinking I have the wrong camera here. We're gonna have a piece of it back here. Ah, fuck it. I'll figure out the cameras again later. It's been a minute. It's been a hot minute since I hopped on this stream. But then we're back to the Fs. So F47, 46, and 50. Not too shabby. Yeah, a lot of these. The high new. I mean, I'll be honest here. Again, Universal Century, or like at least the OG, like a Muro and all that. Like, I wasn't the most inclined to finish, but aesthetically speaking, I really appreciate a lot of those kits that came out. Even going as far as like the full armors. That full armor Gundam from Thunderbolt was really, really nice. I did see that the Psycho Zaku was back in stock, but it's Christmas time, and I'm not. We're not spending $100 on a kit just yet. Not again. There is 4 kits I'm waiting on. We're looking at hopefully familiar. If not, we can always pull up photos at some point. But the Ale Strike, the Rouge or the pink full strike is one coming in from as a Gundam base exclusive. And then we are going to have a Band Presto prize kit. So again, if you're not familiar with that, first off, we are second-class citizens here in the States when it comes to any good merch, whether it's anime merch or like just any sort of like fandom merch. They do a thing where like Band Presto does little scratchers and shit for whatever series you're into. So like some little shops in LA, like not Q-Pop, but there was another like a blind bag type of store in LA. They do offer some Band Presto scratch offs when we went this last time. It was a lot of Hero Academia themed merch, so I wasn't too inclined anymore. They I recognize the manga's at a really good spot, but if we're talking where I'm at as far as where I left off, like the whole Gentle Criminal arc, I couldn't do it. I don't need no slice of life, especially in the high school. Plus a weird ass fucking villain. But they do little scratch off tickets, right? So depending on what you get, which you scratch off, that's the corresponding prize. Japan and 7-Eleven do so much more in that regard. So you do have like some 7-Eleven kits, but the Grandpa Gundam, whenever you think of Gundam, the shit you saw in fucking, what was that movie? Ready Player One. That Gundam that you saw, the de facto Gundam. There is a kit that's broken up as like half clear, half solid colors, and alternating patterns. But ultimately, that is a really nice kit that I was able to find from from Side 7 at a decent price. I think he's charging like $80 versus the standard like 120. So we got that one coming in. So what did we say? We had the L Strike, the clear Band Presto Grandpa Gundam, and then one that I'm really excited for is gonna be the if you're familiar, again, there's a 007 kit, a 00 kit I should say. Where again, story wise, I won't lie, to me it was cool but also kind of mids. Essentially, imagine a quote unquote terrorist organization that, I guess to a degree, adopted Sasuke's ideology where, oh, you want to be the hated one, so if all the hate's directed towards us, we'll solve, we'll have universal peace. Again, I can follow the train of thought, but come on, man, that's a little too sad, boy. The kids are badass, though. So in that one, again, much more appreciative within their own area, right? You're gonna have something that's Anna Airlines, ANA. Please be forgiving on how I'm pronouncing it, but they had a special metallic colorway. Again, not really a not for sale kit, but there was a lot of hoops you had to jump through. I.e., I think you had to fucking book a flight on Anna to be able to grab the kit. And maybe I'm wrong, but at least that's the understanding I have up till now. I don't know, maybe that's how they finesse me for my money. But that was a pretty nice kit. It is a high grade, and not to sound like a snooty piece of shit, but I really do prefer at least real grades or above. Reason being is high grades, sometimes they're not worth the money as far as complexity for the older high grades. You do have new high grades from like the Witch from Mercury and things like that. And those look like little mini master grades or little mini real grades as far as how put together they look. Which, I mean, makes sense as to why those things sold out pretty fast. But I think it was this one. I was wrong. I think it was this one. Alrighty, so pop this little guy in here, which I'm assuming we're going to do flat. Yeah. Yeah, I think we are building the foot. Nice. So we got that right there. We're going to have to fuck this little weird ass piece. Oh no. Oh no, I didn't cut it. Sweet. Yeah, this is definitely the fucking foot. And then close this one up on that. And again, this perfectly highlights why I'm a big fan of at least the real grades or above. Because I understand this is just a foot piece, right? But as far as like build quality, look, you already have 3 points of articulation. You can do that dumbass little fucking running in place pose. But it's a good start. And that's a pretty fat foot. Because again, comparing it to something like the real grade Ava, that little thing was like smaller than my pinky as far as the foot. that's not a bad spot. That's not a bad setup for sure. Again, on these, it's not a P Bandai. I'm not really too worried on cleaning up the runners and things like that, only because you got top coats, you got flat coats for that, especially a matte. That should fill in gaps of little nicks and shit pretty easily. And if we do go as far as adding anything like weathering or anything like that, it'll cover it up. Panel lining, call it a day, right? H13 and H12. Yeah, H13 and H12. Damn, that's a big fucking piece too. But yeah, next thing on the shopping list is for sure at least going to be a little dedicated webcam. I got the Logi off to the left, which is this one that managed to stay on. Not managed, the fucking GoPro just gives out. GoPro, I still love time lapses when I don't feel like fucking talking or bullshitting with anyone, or my favorite thing to do anyways. So we'll still have a use for it. Let's see there. There we go. We got that one cleared up a little bit. Guess these. Like, I'm over here talking shit about undergated pieces, but you know, if you ever start fucking around with gold-plated kits, then those are going to be a godsend, because usually gold-plated kits, any special plating, even the titanium coats like the extra glossies, a lot of those builds end up looking amateur because those nubs are just so egregious. And that's what you get for trying to paint over a runner. You know, like, that's the other part that's annoying, right? You should know better at this point, but you know, just for the sake of flashiness, we're gonna go ahead and paint over a runner and sell it to you like that, and have you deal with it. Each one 12. Where'd that go? Yeah, see, that's the bottom of the foot for sure. But overall color on this gets really nice. Obviously, it's a basic blue and basic dye process, but I mean, not too shabby. They poke out, they stand out pretty nice on camera. Let's see there. And then again, the engineering on these kits has come a long way. Like, they're very, very much mindful as to where they put the nubs. They're like, not the nubs, but the places where you'll be cutting. So ultimately, you can't be too mad, right? Let's see here. There we go. We got one on there. Just fucking spit grease that bitch. Spit shine. Was it the Looney Tunes movie, the first one where they spit shine the court? I remember watching that, being so disgusted, but also like fucking in awe. I've been paranoid even since before COVID. So mad I lost the fucking challenge. Not the challenge, I lost the fucking game in life, and I was one of the idiots that caught it. But it also happens when you're working retail, right? Let's see here. There we go. Snap these together like so. At least that's what it said, right? Yeah. Oh, we're a little down. There we go. There we go. Snapped in place. There we go. And then, look, it's all coming together somewhat, right? Done and done. Look at that, already coming together. Looks more like a foot as time goes, as we building it. Flexibility on there, or at least the posability is pretty nice. Odds are this guy's gonna be fucking fat though, so he's gonna be going on a stand. C2, alright, see now we have some, or C1, C110, now we're gonna have some color blocking going on, and that's, let's see there, what was it? 10, okay. now building this kit, I'm glad I didn't bite the bullet on the titanium color coding one, which is gonna leave the last kit I forgot to mention. So the last kit we have is gonna be I believe it's a variation of this one off the top. It's been a long day, but it's a clear kit of the heavy weapon system. So again, Gundams, machines of war, everything's going to be modular, right? Pop in, pop out, different applications for different types of assaults. And on this one at least, you got the heavy weapon system, a heavier shield, maybe funnels. And what I mean by funnels, you're going to have like little floating weapons. And that's a gross overgeneralization, but the funnels are nice. They're gonna look good. But again, repetitiveness, they're gonna be a fucking bitch to build. Or at least to get through. There we go on that one. Sweet. Alright, and then just as instructions say so, this one goes up on here. Just like so. So yeah, you're gonna have... There we go, the first portion of the foot. Now you're gonna have, pretty obvious, the toe part, and then the thrusters. So the thrusters are nice touches. I'd probably complain if they weren't there, and I'm also gonna complain that they're there, you know, so I'm just never gonna be happy with this thing. But again, it's a strong nod to at least good design, right? Good mindfulness of... For all intents and purposes, yeah, it's a made-up toy, made-up model, but realisticness tied in there, for the most part. Because again, something this fat is going to need a pretty heavy fucking thruster, right? There we go, snap that over there. Fucking GoPro, let's see if it came back. It did not. I did. It didn't work. Yeah, I don't know. That one just stuttered and gave out. And now we're just in perpetual darkness on that one. But we got this little guy. You're gonna have little Benji there. I was all proud once I figured out how to make that little thing.
He's cute.
Which again speaks to my real limited knowledge. Ultimately, throw money at the problem. Pay someone to make you a fucking emote. But then again, I figured out how to do it once. It's not that difficult. We can do it again. There we go. And then make sure these pieces are matched up on there like that. And boom. You're going to have thruster number 1 on the foot. There you go. We're going to have the toe piece added on in a moment. And then that should round us off for the foot. You know, like I mentioned, I'm a little forgiving on these, especially on the bottoms, because unless you're being an asshole in my place, you're not going to pick my shit up and inspect it, right? Let's see, H20, because we're going to have the toe cap, and then we're going to also build the ball joint for the foot, or at least where that attaches. So not too shabby on there as well. H20, where'd you go? There you are. Snap that, snap that, snap that right there, and we should be Gucci. Go. I'm using Citadel nippers right now, which are a little bit battle axy in my opinion. They're really, again, they're meant for Warhammer type of kits, like much thicker plastics. Ideally, I would have had my God hands, but those, through lack of use, they just rusted over, and I did not take care of those things at all. But I should have. For being little nippers, they were a pretty penny. At least to me, they were. I think they were like $50-$60 at the time. I think they dropped in price now at around like low 40s or mid 40s if you catch them on a good sale. But at one point they were selling out, and I won't blame them. They were really nice nippers. Cut through everything like butter for the most part, except clear kits with those had me nervous. I feel like I was about to snap those things. I think ultimately the kit I really regret losing track of. I really doubt that I tossed it, but I mean, if I can't find it, either someone tossed it for me or it was just misplaced. It was the double O. It was a double O Gundam that was a G unit, or the G inspection unit. So same basic kit, normally in blue and white, but this time it was more like in an industrial orange with white highlights. So that one was pretty cool. And then yeah, we got the bottom, the foot. Let's see here. Oh, not too shabby, right? Pretty nice range of motion on it. Not the prettiest on the nubs, right? But that's on me. We can always pull it apart and clean it up on its own later. Foot down. Literally putting my foot down on that little guy. 43, 40, 41, and 43. I mean, I could argue they could give us the ball joints already built, right? But I'm the idiot that paid for this. Well, not me, but I looked forward to this. So there we go. There's 40. There we go on there. And yeah, this is where it starts getting a little shitty, because where they're molded together is a little, or not where they're molded together, but like the thinner parts of the molding and the casting, they have a tendency to snap apart just because you pull it a little harder on one end than another. There we go there. Awesome. So quick cleanup. This one I guess will be a little bit more mindful since people will be able to see the ball joints. But it's like, again, this is a machine of war. Like, are we gonna want it to be squeaky clean? Probably. I do wish at some point, like, it's well within reason to expect it, but there's gonna be a Tequila Gundam at some point, I would hope, right? Especially on the Hispanic side of things. Like, I think we're very forgiving on stereotypes as long as like we enjoy it. And Tequila Gundam was one from, fuck, I don't remember the series, but it was the one where like the Gundams are fighting on Earth, like assert some sort of either it's a competition, a contest, some weird shit. But you are gonna have a Gundam coming from out of Mexico, and that was the Tequila Gundam. So he had little cactuses. He even had a fucking sombrero. So like, how mad you gonna be at that? You know? I think they gave him a mustache too, which for a mecha you don't really need, right? But ultimately it was amusing. Like how much is Mario built on the stereotype, right? We still love the little guy. Alright, so we got that down on there. Mild cleanup, right? Mild cleanup, nothing too crazy. Oof. Just smack, but you can kind of, if you can't hear it, you definitely can hear it on my end. But overall, I think it's handling everything pretty well. Again, I think the dropped camera, that's more on GoPro side of thing. Yeah, see, that didn't fucking work. Nope, not at all. Looks like it's dead all around. But oh well. Yep, Gunpla Jack. I don't think I posted too much on there. I kind of reverted to posting a lot of stuff on my personal Instagram, which at this point, I don't know. Maybe I'll just do a thing where it automatically shares everything to both. Excuse me. There we go there. We want her to refresh this. Maybe that would also help me out a little bit. There we go. Can you do Instagram Live off of this thing? I don't know. We'll find out. I'll poke around with that at some point. But let's see here. F40. We got F43 poking out this way. F40 is going to have the divot or the female portion. So there we go there. Let's see. Yep. That one should be right there. And then moving this one backwards. Not backwards, but adding this one on this end. We're going to have the other portion of the ball joint. And there you go. Pretty straightforward, right? Build your own fucking toy. And as always, the longer side. Again, they're very good at like explaining what side goes where. It's gonna go there. And there you have it. Fucking little ball joint on the ankle. Ooh, tight enough to where you shouldn't have issues having it keep its own weight up. Nice. And then I-30. Damn, where did I go? Do I even have an eye opened up? I don't believe I do. That's A, E, B, C, H, I. This one just feels like I'm reading off the alphabet. There we go. There is I. 30 on this side of things. There we go. Tiny little toe piece. It's a nice silver. Nice gray, whatever you want to call it. I'd say silver. Molded enough. But is it molded or painted? Let's see. Molded looks like nice. So, cast this one back off to the side. There we go. There's one. There's two. Alright, so again, this one, with it being silver, it's a little bit more sensitive to nub marks and things like that. But alrighty, that's not too shabby right there. And cleaning this one up just enough so it doesn't look ugly. There we go. And it looks like this one is gonna find its way up on here. So yep. Just gonna pop this in. There we go. Yeah, for not too bad. I'm not mad at it. You have the little silver toe piece. And then be able to have the extension on the foot. That's always a nice touch. And it's kind of hefty. It's hefty enough to where, again, it feels just like a little bit more of a shrunken down master grade than the real grade, which is nice. It's good to feel like you're getting much more kit than less, for sure. There we go there. And I know I should work on the other foot, but I don't think I will. F62, 54, and 53. We'll work on the other leg joint and move forward from there. So I think one leg a day should be fine. There we go right there. 53, 62, and 54. Nice. Oh, nice. Enough. If I was much more invested, there'd be plenty of highlights here to paint with like a copper and things like that. If this was the clear kit, maybe I would. Lord knows we got the Tamiya in the back. We got the brushes. It can be done. But I don't want to do this right now. There we go. No undergate for sure. Straight away. There you go. We'll clean that up in a moment. We'll cut this piece off over here. Right. Yeah. If I can find the Cartman voice filter, that would be amazing. As much as I hate that little guy, he is amusing. Alrighty, so quick little fucking nub removal there. Yeah, it came off pretty easily. There we go. Same thing on this side. Yeah, it really does look like this kit is much better engineered in that regard. I don't think I've heard too much complaints regarding this kit, which is, again, very, very nice to have, especially going in. Let's see there, got that all out. Clean this one up now. I am debating, I kind of want one of those, I don't know what the brand is, might be Gun Primer or something else. But more of like a fiberglass file, just to kind of help clean up like a little bit of the white, not the nub marks themselves to a degree, but more of like the stress marks, if I can get that. But then again, you don't really have a solution to stretch marks. Just learn how to cut better, right? There we go. And we're gonna have 53, right? Oh, 62. Damn, I was fucking off. There you go. There's 62. It's gonna be some little type of joint. So thankfully, we can just snip that there, snip that up there, and snip that back there. Boom, boom, done and done. Let's see there. Who's texting me? Oh, time to stand. Fuck you. One last one there. Awesome. So, last thing we're gonna need is just clean this one on up here. Alright, so let's see here. Ah, A5, nice. It's not silver one. Which one's A? I think it's a white one. That's E. There we go. It's one of these. And you're going to see, yeah. Unfortunately, no water slides. Then again, that's where Bandai gets you, right? Buy the water slides from me. I won't include it in the box, but I'll sell it to you at some point. And then again, I feel that because not everyone's even going to go through the trouble of applying the water slides. These are going to be more of a basic sticker. Which, like, those metallic pieces are nice. Everything else isn't really worth putting on. It's just going to look really bad, in my opinion. It's going to have clear, less than clear stickers on. Excuse me, for the most part, shiny plastic. So that usually doesn't work out for the best. Yeah, cut this all stupid. There we go. So we're looking for A1, A5 actually. Let's see here. Where are you, 5? Number 5. Was that movie any good? Fucking I am number 4. Number 3, my lord. I remember that was marketed as one of those weird fucking mid-teen action movies. Just like, what was that other one? Fucking The Host. Was it The Host? No, not The Host. Which that one too fell within that category. God damn it, I'm drawing a blank from it. Divergent. Fucking script the embodiment of fucking daddy issues, right? I don't want to be what you said I was supposed to be. Then just don't fucking do it. Jesus fuck, if you're strong enough to fight back and you don't want to fight back, then just run away. Like at this point, I just don't want to hear you complain, right? And I think they squeezed like 3 movies out of that. So the question is, like, was it just the Hollywood money laundering, or did someone really think that was a good fucking series? Alright. This one right here, F2 up there. And then again, maybe, I understand it wasn't meant for me. But it really didn't feel like it was meant for anyone at that point. That movie was trash. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, Hunger Games at one point had promise. A2, there we go. Oh, nice, nice. Alright, you're gonna have, there we go. See? That's a pretty nice little feature. You're already gonna be able to see where this thing is supposed to be sliding through, making it so much more easier to work with. There we go. Nubs, they are going to be pretty visible on this softer gray. But then again, there is a strong, like this one I'm winging it. Divergent. Oh. Really? Really? You're gonna no. At this point, I feel like you're just baiting me into wasting my movie on 4 fucking series. I don't know if I want to do this. If I had a mod, I would block you. Just fucking, I don't know. I couldn't. See, again, I only watched one, and it was bits and pieces. I don't remember if it was on the fucking plane. But it really wasn't anything enjoyable. Hunger Games, though. Ah, my fucking god. See, like, I never read Divergent. I will be 100% honest. But Hunger Games, like, I remember reading the first book and being fucking like, holy shit. Then again, I was what, like 7th grade, 8th grade? At the time, it was good. And that's weird, you know, considering we did see people fucking get murdered on, like, blood shows and shit. But yeah, we thought these books were mind-blowing. But that one, I did like the idea of the, like, the mutations or the mutations, whatever they called them. Just taking those corpses and making them one final thing to hunt people down with. I thought that was cool. But then again, you know, how political can you get in a teens book without just sounding hammy? That's the part that's a little tough to sell. Especially when you want to be political enough to make a kid feel deep, but not far enough to where their parents won't let them read the fucking book. How many kids thought they were hot shit buying that series in a saran wrap at the fucking book fair? There we go. I still haven't seen the trailer for the new Transformers game, but I am also very optimistic. I remember, I don't think I've told this story aside from maybe Jade, and even then, I don't know if I've told her. But I remember growing up, I had a really good friend named Ricardo. Richard also is his name. He passed on pretty early, and that's unfortunate. But I remember being mad as shit that we pulled our money together to get, I think it was War for Cybertron on his old PC. And, like, it was barely a computer. It just happened to have a fucking optical drive to play the game. And that was my first time realizing that system requirements really meant something. Fucking, I remember not even loading up the fucking, being able to load up the main menu screen, and just the horrible stuttering. Whereas computer just did that weird, the whine. You hear the fan just shut off and, like, the power slowly dying. And it just went, nope, not today, Chief. You spent $60 for nothing. 30, I guess, because no, maybe less. I don't remember what we spent on that game. He refused to pay me back, and I was mad as fuck. Ugliest Pretties Extras. That one I'm not familiar with, man. Was it like the Heathers almost, or what? The one that I really wanted to read, because I heard the movie adaptation recently was really fucking mid, but I don't remember if it was Kyle Holt, who again is a really nice Marvel artist who I intend to fucking have me add on Facebook at some point. He's added other idiots, he can add me, right? And that's just the entitlement coming out of me. But he posted about this book that was, or this movie that was based on a book called My Best Friend's Exorcism or something like that. And that one actually ended up sounding really interesting. I think the movie made it a little either a bit too vanilla or watered down on the narrative. But the book I didn't want to read. Sometimes there's some really good books that we caught on to a little too late. But that is one that I feel like I really would want to make the most of. Let's do a Hail Mary and see if the fucking GoPro turns on. It did not. Yeah. This piece of shit. At some point it'll work. But not today. F58 on this end, F57 up on this end. So you're going to have one of the big joints. Again, that's for being a leg joint or a knee joint, that's pretty substantial. I think it's a thigh joint actually, but still substantial enough to where it does feel like it's going to be a really fat kit. Oh, Benji, you want to get out? There you go. You got the wild swag. At some point I am hoping we do get their I think it's Good Tides or something like that, their solventless option. Send me a box. But let's see here, 59 and 60. Not too shabby, actually. It's hmm? Oh, you're good. I think it picks it up. I don't mind it, especially so Benji can go in and out. 59 and 60. Where'd you go? Oh, it's these little guys. I thought it was gonna be one of these more substantial pieces, but no, it's these little pieces over here. Yeah, ultimately, even if it's to an audience of none, it does feel good to sit that back down and get back to building. Especially knowing I'm going to have a pretty hefty backlog coming in. The kits I really, really want to grab, I just, until I see an actual video of them being built, that's on me. I'm pretty sure someone has built one already. It's the Battle Network kit. So like the Mega Man's little kit, at least the Net Navi version, Rockman EXE, and his dark version when he abuses the dark chips. Those two I really want to get. It's just hard to justify close to $85 on a small kit that doesn't have much to it aside from looking like a really cool action figure. And ultimately, that's where it's tough. Because I do feel at some point it's going to go out of print. And then I'm going to be upset I never bought it. If you have a copy, I'll read it. Don't lie to me and say you don't have one. There was, I remember the only Goosebumps book that really had me fucking like, oh, it was the Calling All Freaks one, where this guy goes to school and I think he befriends a group of like, they turn out to be mutants or like lizard people, and they put some shit in the cookies that would ultimately turn the other kids into lizard type people. And maybe I'm remembering wrong. I read this shit when I was like in 4th or 5th grade. But that one was cool because at the end, even the main character is like, "Fuck it, then. If y'all are gonna be dicks to me, like, just eat the cookie. We'll see what happens then." And I think that's where the book ends. That was a good one. Deliriums. Ah, man, that one I have no idea what Deliriums is. It sounds familiar enough, and I hate that there was a lot of good reads I had as a kid that I don't remember. There was this one book where it's a pretty dumb setup, right? This kid wants a laptop so bad growing up. His dad works for the Air Force or the military, and for whatever reason, they're still broke. So at that point, hit your fucking dad. But he finds a beat up laptop that turns out to be like a teleportation device that same fucking cop out. Oh, you can't comprehend our form, so like we took the best form we can, and that was a laptop. There's a talking dog, but ultimately they start traveling across the universe and it's to solve something, right? There's always something to solve. But the last book in the universe was also a really good series. Not series, a good book. That one. Ooh, I'm getting all the floods of memory now. The Ear, the Eye, and the Arm. I think they're based. It's a story that takes place in Africa or South Africa, but like more of like a future, like a neon, a cyberpunk type of approach. And they're one of the few in a really teched out world that still depend on their mutation. So obviously the Ear, he has like radar, like hearing, and like really big membraney ears. You're gonna have the Arm, who, as the name implies, he's just a lanky mutant. And then you're gonna have the Eye, which is a psychic. He's a medium. And then they go looking for the president's or like this politician's children. And that was a good book. Ultimately, like it's a fun span how you have like the older siblings, and then the younger sibling is the more ornery one, the fighter supposedly. And they have an interesting storytelling thing. And it's like your relatives don't really die, but you can be open to, not possession, but like influenced by them. And ultimately, the younger kid at the end, like in their epilogue, right, how they're like wrapping things up, he he ultimately becomes like a fighter pilot or jet pilot. Yeah, fighter jet pilot. Under the influence of like his grandfather, who was like a war hero. At least I would hope a war hero. I don't remember. But let's see here. This one, okay, it wants it sideways. I don't know what. Oh, I think I know why. I think this might be where it connects to the hip, maybe. But I don't know. We won't fuck with it yet. So yeah, we got the initial part of the leg. It looks pretty basic for now, but it is gonna get pretty beefy pretty soon. Ultimately, let's see, 55 and 56. That one, yeah, the ear, the eye, and the arm was the most impressive out of like the fun, dumb fucking elementary school finds in the bin, not in the bins, but on the wall that no one really bothered to touch. That was solid. The last book in the universe is good, but even for what it was, it depends a little bit too heavily on like played out sci-fi tropes. I think Gyp was a really good book that I read about like this gypsy boy who's on a farm in a very much racist America still, and he befriends this guy who has like I believe it. They don't really explain it well, but based on the description, he's either epileptic or schizophrenic, or maybe a combination of both. And like again, two outcasts, right? They gravitate towards each other. And ultimately, the ending is a sad but a good one, man. I remember that was one of the first books reading growing up that I was like, damn, like he did this dude dirty, but it actually played out pretty nicely. That one I wouldn't spoil. That one I really would recommend reading. 26. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say I am waiting on Jeffrey to hit me up for the capture card if he really does intend to play through Fable on stream. Because I've never played Fable. I heard really good things about it, but I never got around to playing it. When I had my 360, I just doubled down on Skyrim for sure. But Fable, I've only heard good things about it, or at least of the first one. I do remember hearing like even dev interviews where they're like, yeah, the third one, like there's really only so much you can do in a limited timescape without too much of a time jump or some shit. I just understood they had a lot of missed opportunities. Thinking I might finish up this leg portion, or at least the inner frame of the leg, and then do whatever errands I gotta get done. Not errands, whatever light chores I have to get done. Which I will say, shout out to Jade. I appreciate Jade taking the brunt of a lot of little things just to give me time to sit down and build, to act like I'm being productive, right? Ultimately, big shout and heartfelt shout out to her. Yeah, Fable, even the I believe they're doing a remaster, right? Or like a really nice remake of it. But at this point, like, it's that same hill I'm gonna die on, man. Even bold to say they're to the Demon Souls remake. We never needed that. Like, it's a great game, but ultimately it's a lot of mid covered in a pretty shell. I'm not mad at the summoning mechanic, but I am. The very old mechanics that they cleaned up, like the keeping the big boss soul for one specific type of weapon, and I get it. Even Elden, we had the remembrances, but at least we got a semi variety. And again, I just like to complain at this point, but Demon Souls, I don't feel too bad not getting back to. I am very much interested in finishing it up, but I really don't hold any. I'm not holding my breath to get back to it. What remake? Okay, so just to not really disappoint you with your question here, remake wise, I think I got it. like they are giving us a Mega Man Battle Network remaster, and on top of that, they are gonna incorporate like online chip trading and things like that. So ultimately, like, how mad can I be? Like, that is what I'm looking forward to. Outside of that, though, if I really am gonna give you an honest answer here, Jet Moto. I know I've mentioned it before, but for being a PS1 game, it felt really good. Dumb little jet. Think of a cross between a jet ski and literally that. Think of a jet ski, that a hovercraft and a jet ski, racing around deserts and shit. Like, that was a really good game on the PS1, and I really wish that would get a remaster. Ultimately, that game I would really look forward to replaying. And did you ever play Full Auto? It was a PS2, possibly a PS3 game, where it was like Need for Speed, but you had weapons on your car, and it wasn't a battle royale situation like what the fuck, like Twisted Metal. It really was like, you do happen to have weapons, but your priority is getting to the finish line, not destroying the other cars. And what blew my mind about that series was the fact that you had a destructible environment. So yeah, you got this piece. It doesn't look that impressive until you start bending the pieces, right? The knee itself, boom, you're gonna have little pistons in there that you can ultimately see really, really well. And that's gonna be just on the bending of the knee. Fucking shout out to Game of Thrones on that one. I do have, again, this is the fucking frustration with these kits. I don't know if it translates very well on camera, but this piece just happened to break in transit. And that's the part where ultimately that is gonna be holding the some piece of the outer armor. So that one, luckily we got fucking plastic cement here. So give me 1 second. This little guy right here, I've had the same bottle for like fucking 7 years. Full Auto was one worth playing. I am now gonna give my fucking dodgy answer, and that's gonna be, I don't think we need a remake of it, but we certainly need a new entry into Titanfall. Titanfall, I think, was a game that was done really fucking dirty. And if I could afford it, I really would hunt down the collectors for Titanfall. I think it was Titanfall 1 or Titanfall 2. One of them. Obviously, there's only 2 of them. I think it was Titanfall 2, though. But that game, fucking insane. Just the fact that I'm not ashamed to admit it, man. I expected nothing from that game, and it was one of the few games that had me sad, had me fucking mopey, and I cried a little bit. Seeing the game's what, 9 years old? Hey Google, when did Titanfall 2 come out?
Titanfall 2's initial release date is October 28, 2016.
2016. At this point, if you don't know how that game ends, I'm not gonna feel bad for spoiling. But fucking having BT sacrifice himself when it's an object that shouldn't have any sort of emotion, right? Like, that's insane. And ultimately lying to you so that you disembark BT just so that he's like, alright, in the kindest way, fuck you. I'll go out for you. Man, that was some heavy shit. Because again, I didn't expect that. Even going through like the fucking emotional games, thinking that like BT had died the first time. Then you go back and save his fucking core, and then he's just like, I appreciate you, Chief, but ultimately you're gonna have to go. That was great. And then the ending, just having that open-ended like Morse code from BT at the end, or like that data code at the end, was, again, he's reaching out, albeit quietly, but this guy's still reaching out for some sort of response. And ultimately, like, Jack, his pilot, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. He assumed that BT died, right? It's like fucking seeing Bambi almost, and like the fucking little baby doe didn't know what was going on. He just thought his mom was coming. He didn't know where his mom went. Right? Just come back, wake up. Fucking Gilbert graping that bitch almost. Oh man, you. I'm gonna blame the candle for clearing my sinuses, but Jesus fuck, that was a good game. It was a little too short though. I will admit, multiplayer combat was it was pretty repetitive. But it was one of the few franchises that, for being an EA game, was not bad. It just sucked that there. I don't know. Maybe it was too ahead of its time, but people did not appreciate Titanfall the way it should have been appreciated for sure. Fucking Chappie. That was such a good movie, because again, I think it resonates with us, because at some point, like, right, we all got played, right? We all thought we were doing a favor for someone, and it turns out we were just fucking over a lot of people for one person. Or maybe fucked over someone else for someone else, and we really did it with the best intention, right? You have Chappie thinking he's putting these people to, like, go to sleep. Because he doesn't have even the concept of death down to a point. I love that movie, but I'm real with you, dude. Fuck Diane Ward. I'm glad I was never really a big fan of them. But it is disappointing that, like, even, like, their quote-unquote adopted children are like, nah, fuck these people, too. Just for being so shiesty. Let's see here. Pop this bit in here. See, like that. For being what's supposed to be considered a small kit, this is going to be pretty fucking large. Especially considering that, like, this is what we have going on. That's going to be hefty. Maybe before I end the stream, I'll bring it out. But, like, one of my 1-to-100 kits, not numbered, but, like, as far as the ratio, like, scale, it seems to be on par with the size of this one. Which ultimately, that is impressive. That thing is beefy. Let's see here. F64. What the fuck? I hate instructions like these where it's like do one, then two. But like there's like I'm hoping I don't gotta fucking snap one in there just to snap it in there. But let's see. There's 64. Alrighty. Yeah, looks like we're not too far off from finishing this leg. If I wasn't so distracted and actually talking, like, maybe I would have been a little bit more efficient. But ultimately, I appreciate the company. See, I never played Portal. I heard I've only heard good things about the game, but I've never played it. There has to be a console port that I just haven't fucking looked into, but. Or maybe that just shows how much of an idiot I am, and it always was a console game. But that was a... Maybe my brother's played that one. I'll go ahead and I'll pick his brains on it if he has. But I've seen, like, a lot of memes, like the Love Cube, or, like, the Companion Cube and all that shit. That ultimately had me fucking dead. Like, I thought that shit was hilarious. Let's see, there. This goes in here. What? Okay. Be frustrating, you sack of shit. Or maybe I'm the one making it frustrating. Let's see here. No, that's supposed to slide in there, alright. Okay, so we'll bend the knee on this one real fast. Oh, this motherfucker. Oh my god, I was supposed to do him bent the whole time. I just look like an idiot. Okay, so that slides in there. Now just gotta line it up somewhat decently. Yeah, that goes way up in there. Okay, hold up. Do you bend further? You little sack of shit? You don't. Okay. I'm over here struggling in real time. See, that goes in there. It's just a matter of getting... Or maybe... fuck. Maybe I'm supposed to snatch it in there and then close the leg on top of it. This is the only part I hate. These are the only parts I hate fucking doing. And then again, I'm also trying to angle it for the camera, so that's not helping me. Oh, I just fucked something up, I think. Ah, well, fuck it. We'll make it work now. Oh my god, okay. You sack of shit. Okay, thankfully it doesn't look like I fucked anything too bad. But let's just try to get the fucking logic behind this piece. So that would go... Okay, that would go in there like so. Like that. And if I didn't break that piece, it would have fucking sat in there nicely. Right? No. Huh. What do you want from me? Yeah, it just sits in there. And then this piece right here would ultimately be out like that, right? So this piece would slide in there, and then this piece would go ahead and snap in there. I would assume it's somewhat like that. Although that does not feel quite right. Okay. Either I broke a piece or I'm not reading the directions very clearly. So we got F51 over here, right? Let's see, I cut out 51. Where are you, 51? I did. Okay, so F51 was cut out. I have a little bit of a fucked up piece, and that is on me. Try to bend this shit back right there. Okay. Alright, we righted our wrongs to a degree. But now we really gotta figure out what the fuck to do. So, as instructions decided, put this back there like that. That is in there. This one we're gonna go not that far out, maybe like that far out. And then this piece, it's highlighting a weird little segment. Oh my fucking god, I think I was in the wrong side. Oh. Is it like, oh my god, I was in the wrong spot. No, I wasn't. Okay. Yeah, fuck you. Huh. Seems like it's up to this spot, and then it goes in like that. So ultimately, this would fall. Did I cut out the wrong piece? F64? No, that's F64. Okay. So ultimately, this. First off, this should not be that complicated. I think I fucked up royally. Let's see here. Ultimately highlighting. Ah, that portion up top. So then this one, given the angle. Oh, you're gonna make me work for it. Fuck. Okay, extend it a little bit farther like that. Yeah. Then this one looks like it is right up there. Okay, so just for the sake of clearness on this side. It would slide in there. Okay, so it does stay in place. Maybe I can finesse it a little bit. There we go. Woo! Y'all saw me fucking figure that out in real time and I almost throw this shit away. I broke a piece. I'm not gonna lie. But as long as we don't bend the knee back too far after that, we should be good. There. What's for dinner? I don't know. After I fucking went home from my tummy hurting, I got Panera. You can trust me?
Nice one sweater.
Ooh, okay. The brown one?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. There you go. We went to Panera. We hit Panera real fast. But yeah, no. So what I fucked up on this end, it's not supposed to bend that far back. That was my fault. My bad, G. I should be able to fix that piece, but the question is it worth... Well, it's fixed again, actually. Yeah, no, maybe that's just how loose it is. After I fucking broke it a little bit. But we should be good. This part ultimately bends back, and so that's going to be that right there. Alright, so we're damn near done here. Okay, I thought I was. Fuck it, we're getting to the end of this page, and then that should be a good stopping point, because I do intend to hop on Diablo at some point. Just gotta walk the dog and shit like that. So, outside of that, we got F64 in there. Close this slot back up. And we're back onto section C. Which is gonna be, I believe, this white piece over here. Yep. C8 and then F63. So again, another thruster. C8, where are you at? Oh, it's a big thruster too. Nice. So you got that one there. That one there. I don't know, maybe ultimately for dinner I'm gonna have something like a... I do have burgers left to make. It's not a bad idea. But I should be a little bit more mindful on my stomach given the fact that everything came up earlier. So maybe... I mean cereal if I really want to be careful, or oatmeal. I mean oatmeal would probably be for the best, right? Alright, so we got C2 right here. It's going to be a nice little skirted section. And then F63, which is going to be one of the last thrusters. But here we go. Snip that. Snip that. Ooh, didn't cut that the best. Snip that right there. Okay. Grease up. Go get that Panera. I already ate the Panera. I had mac and cheese. Like that was my way to justify it to a degree, because I was like, well, like they say to eat rice and pasta and bread, and like mac and cheese is just bread. Like it's just carbs, right? It's just noodles. And then like, you know, you happen to have the fucking cheese around it. No harm, no foul. It hasn't sat too bad in my stomach. Like, I haven't felt bad yet at all. If anything, my throat just kind of hurts from throwing up. But then again, I really don't think I was sick. I genuinely think it was the food that fucked me up. Like, I did get pretty bold. Like, if my stomach was hurting yesterday, I probably shouldn't have gotten the fucking Panera, you know? Or not the Panera. I probably shouldn't have gotten the fatties. Alright, so you got a thruster there, and then it looks like... Okay, that's not too shabby. So, plug this little fucker in, let's see there. Oh, okay. Am I going crazy? Oh no, it's down here. Okay. You can have that guy down there. Not a bad thruster by any means. It's gonna have some nice movement there, so that works out. Got that down there, and then we're gonna have F66 as another moving panel, and that one, it looks like it is gonna slide around a little bit. There we go. I'm not the biggest fan of the soft gray, but I mean, I guess it is cheaper. You know, it's just an inner frame, right? God damn it! Looks like I dropped a little piece of the frame. Oh, this is always the part that I hate. Being careful moving around because you don't want to launch that piece in the orbit. Let's see here. Let's see, where did that piece go? Wow. Not even gonna lie, I can't find it. So that might be the end of that for today until I hunt that piece down. But that's fucking annoying. Maybe it's in my little shirt fold? Nope. It's not in my jeans, not on my sweats. Alrighty, yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of hunting. But before I get off, I am gonna bring over one of the kits that I have built, like a 1:100, so you can kind of get a reference for scale. Be right back. So we have this guy, right? This guy is what you would call a master grade. He's a 1:100. Pretty basic, but size-wise, that's his leg, right? So ultimately, this high new is going to be almost the same size, which speaks to the behemoth of this. That the behemoth of a Gundam suit that the high new would generally be, if you were, you know, in a real life situation. But ultimately, gonna hunt down that piece. That was on me. It fell somewhere, but decent enough stopping point. Really hope I find that piece.